I'm not, but I agree. That's why when you put people in power.
Welcome back once again. The Rivers State politicking has taken a fresh dimension following Nyesom Wike's reply to Bola Ahmed Tinubu and APC at large. Remember, Bola Ahmed Tinubu held a meeting with APC state governors where he held and told them that they should agree within themselves if they are going to go with a consensus candidate or probably direct primaries. That he does not want any rancor within the party ahead of their primaries. Remember that INEC has issued a particular date and a statutory date for them to file up their candidates for the primaries, and as well make sure they submit documents for proper documentation ahead of 2027 election. As if that is not enough, after that meeting was held, it was now clearly stated on the APC criterion and their hierarchy. They have clearly stated that every House of Senate, House of Representatives, House of Assembly, and everybody that wants to clinch any position within any political seat in their respective states should go as a matter of urgency and fact to meet their state governor. Before glance, this is a decision the APC has taken to avoid any rancor after the primaries within their political party. On the part of Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, this decision did not augur well with him because he is working hard tirelessly in making sure Similar Fubara does not return come 2027. That is the more reason why he has now replied Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'm going to be showing you what he stated, and as if that is not enough, he has frowned towards what is actually happening, because as we speak, Similar Fubara has the power to tell any representative or even Nyesom Wike's allies that they will not clinch on their political position, especially the House of Assembly members led by Martin Amehule and co. And as we speak, they are actually begging Similar Fubara tirelessly. As if that is not enough, Nyesom Wike now took it upon himself to come out now and tell Bola Ahmed Tinubu plainly, as a matter of urgency, that he is going to decide who takes the position in Rivers State, especially the governorship position. I'm going to be showing you what Nyesom Wike stated recently, but without wasting much of your time, let me leave you with this particular, video that has shown that Nyesom Wike is losing out totally. Because as we speak, as you could see on your screen, PDP and ADC have agreed to file a singular presidential candidate in 2027 as a resolution from the opposition summit hosted by Seyi Makinde in Ibadan, Oyo State. As if that is not enough, P2B, visited that particular place. This is exactly the fraction in the PDP that is against Nyesom Wike. Now they are stating clearly that they are supporting ADC. Listen attentively to the communique, and when we come back, we'll continue.
As the Ibadan Declaration. Participating opposition parties in Nigeria, after an extensive deliberation on the collective threats that we face and the existential challenges facing our country under the stronghold of the oppressive and anti-democratic APC, and given the need for urgent collective action to rescue our nation and the destiny of over 200 million compatriots, hereby resolved as follows. 1. That we shall resist all machinations by the APC to force a one-party state on Nigeria and fight for the survival of multi-party democracy in Nigeria. 2. That despite the onslaughts and machinations of the ruling party, the APC, to ensure that President Bola Tinubu emerges as the sole presidential candidate in 2027, we shall field candidates and contest the 2027 presidential and other elections. 3. That we shall work towards fielding one presidential candidate for the 2027 election. We shall be agreed and supported by all participating opposition parties to rescue our nation and our long-suffering masses. 4. That INEC Chairman, Professor Fubara Sh0ck, having shown bias and open partisanship in favor of the ruling APC, should not conduct the 2027 general election as the Nigerians.
Welcome back once again. You've heard clearly their declaration and their status quo and their stand regarding the 2027 presidential election. This PDP faction is the PDP faction of Makinde, the Oyo State Governor, and Bala Muhammad, the Bauchi State Governor. This is not the faction of Nyesom Wike. Now, you could now see clearly that this set of PDP is working in coalition with ADC, being the Atiku Abubakar, El-Rufai, Rotimi Amechi, and Peter Obi's political party to file a candidate regarding the fact that they don't want the APC to file or to make the country a one-party system. Sincerely speaking, this got Nyesom Wike furious. You could now see clearly that Nyesom Wike is battling with the PDP faction he has in the PDP, and he's also battling to make sure Similar Fubara does not clinch the 2027 governorship seat. Come to think of it, he failed to understand that Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC, leadership that gave that particular order that every member of their party should go and meet the state governor and tell the state governor their intention, and this is inclusive of Martin Amehule and loyalists of Nyesom Wike in Rivers State. So Similar Fubara is now the power holder of any political office in Rivers State. Immediately this particular communique was disseminated yesterday, the meeting the governors held with the Rivers State governor and other governors. As you could see on your screen, Nyesom Wike went as far as replying Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC. This is, biting the finger that I have actually fed you. As you could see on your screen, he stated, "I will decide who becomes governor of Rivers State in 2027. Quadrants, let's get the full gist. The Minister of Federal Capital Territory, FCT, the former governor of Rivers State, being Nyesom Wike, had made a bold declaration regarding the 2027 governorship election in Rivers State. Speaking in a recent engagement, Wike asserted his strong influence over the state political landscape, stating emphatically that he will personally decide who emerges as the next governor of Rivers State after the tenure of the current administration. Wike also said that no blackmail will make anyone become the next governor of Rivers State. I will decide who becomes the governor of Rivers State in his exact word, sending clear signals to political stakeholders, aspirants, and observers ahead of the keenly tested 2027 poll. This is getting, higher and hotter. The statement is coming amid heightened political tensions and realignments in Rivers State following the fallout between Nyesom Wike and his successor, being Similar Fubara. Wike, who remains a dominant figure in the state politics, has toured local government areas and consolidating support among his loyalists. Remember, these same loyalists are the loyalists that will now go and meet Similar Fubara to seek political positions. Remember, these House of Assembly members led by Martin Amehule are actually the ones who failed not just one, not just two, not just twice, but over thrice in making sure they impeach Similar Fubara. Political analysts believe Nyesom Wike's declaration is aimed at reasserting control over the PDP structure in Rivers State and ensuring that only a candidate loyal to him gets the ticket. He has repeatedly warned against repeating, what he described as past political mistakes, vowing that his camp will not allow any disloyalty in the choice of the next governor. This has always been Nyesom Wike's words, without any fear nor favor. So you could now see clearly that the political space is hitting hard, because Nyesom Wike is now battling with Similar Fubara alongside battling with the faction he has with the PDP. Remember, the game that is being played here is that Nyesom Wike's faction of the PDP want to file a candidate, but by proxy, that candidate will in support, move to support Bola Ahmed Tinubu, or probably get their own vote and step down or give the full vote to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, being the APC. Now, Makinde's PDP faction with Bala Muhammad are actually working alongside with Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, Rotimi Amechi, El-Rufai, and other persons in the ADC, standing firm with the democracy of not allowing APC to file what we call one-party, system in the political space, especially the presidential seats. So it is going higher at this point in time. Nyesom Wike battling with the Rivers State governorship seat and also battling with the PDP. So it is obvious that rumors have it clearly that Nyesom Wike is looking at the verge of telling his House of Assembly members, Martin Amewule and co, to decamp from the APC to PDP, just to, massage their ego of not going to beg Similayo Fubara for any political reference or position. I'm going to be leaving you with this particular video for you to see exactly what is happening and how the ADC are happy seeing the coalition and the faction of Makinde coming to them and telling them that they want to, realign with them. And they went as far as even clearly stating that they are not going to allow this particular, position in the 2027 elections. Because if you look at it, according to them, they have stated that if we allow the opposition to weaken, this will all bear, they are going to bear the consequences. This is not a movement of fragmentation. It is a movement to think clearly, speak honestly, and act with a sense of responsibility that goes beyond party lines. Listen attentively to what Governor Makinde stated as regards everything and the coalition. As we often and always stated it, if this is your first time meeting this channel, do it of hitting the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and click on the like button so let's get informations promptly when we drop them here. React on the comment section. What is your take or your advice to Nyesom Wike, seeing what is actually happening? Enjoy the rest of the video. See you in my next video.
If we allow opposition to weaken, whether by design or by neglect, we all bear the consequences. So this is not a moment for fragmentation. It is not a moment of violence. And it is certainly not a moment to disengage politically. It is a moment to think clearly, to speak honestly, and to act with a sense of responsibility that goes beyond party lines. Nigeria has gone too far to pretend that this does not matter, and the responsibility to ensure that it does not go further than it should belongs to all of us. So I welcome you to Ibadan. I wish us a successful deliberation. Thank you, and God bless you.